Hey everyone, thanks for clicking on the video and welcome to the archery range. If you saw my last video, welcome back to the archery range. Today's video is going to be all about accurate shots at 100 yards. And if you watched my last video, we were able to get this bow set up all the way out to 80 yards accurately, but 90 yards kind of fell off. We're going to start off with a couple 40-yard warm-up shots, then we'll hit 80 just to confirm, and then we'll go to 90 and hopefully get 100. We may have to do some tweaking to the bow or the arrows or the sight just to get those 100-yard shots, but that's the goal. I'm not going to waste any more time, so let's get into it. All right, guys, I'm here at 40 yards. I'm going to range it just to confirm. We're going to put a couple practice shots on here, a couple warm-up shots, then we'll move back to 80 and 90, hopefully 100. 40 yards. Set the sight, 40 yards. All right, we got us a couple practice shots on target. Let's go check them out, make sure we're hitting, then we'll move back. All right, we got a couple shots on target and we are ready to move back. All right, here we are, 80 yards. We're gonna set the sight for 80. Now our target is way down here in the shade. Hopefully you can see it. A little right of center, about 1.5 inches. We do have a slight breeze from the south. It's not much, about a 5-7 mile an hour gust. I've got a few arrows that I've fletched recently with some different fletchings so I can try out. I use some of the AAE hybrids here, put a 2 degree on it. So it's got a pretty good little spin on it. These arrows I'm shooting now have a 1 degree vein on them or fletching. All right, here we go. Another shot at 80 yards. A little bit of wind. I think that one was a little high. These long shots, man, they're hard to keep steady with some wind going. Hard to see them shots this distance. I don't know where I'm hitting. We'll just keep shooting. We'll shoot a couple of more. We'll go check it out. It's a nice day today. That little bit of breeze helps because it's hot. We'll do one more. Wait till that breeze dies down a little bit. I'm not really adjusting for the wind. I'm just aiming dead center and hoping my group is just a little bit to the left. Like I said, I can't really see where I'm hitting at this distance, but let's go take a trip down there and see what we got. All right, here's what we got for 80. Not the best group. Probably could have done a little better. Probably could have done a lot better, actually. But that's what we got at 80. I got the target all cleared out. It's time to hit 90. All right, guys, we're here at 90. Let's get it set up, see what we can do. I've got my sight set up. My sight's about 3/4 of an inch away from my arrow here.
So I should have good clearance by flipping my fletching around, and I should be able to get on target. We've still got a 5 to 10 mile an hour breeze that we're dealing with, so hopefully we can shoot between those gusts and get some accurate shots here at 90. The arrow flight seemed to be pretty good. Looks like we may have got a bullseye on that. Let's send another. Man, I'll be super excited if that thing is a bullseye at 90. All right, if you look here, I've switched my ID vane to the bottom instead of the top. That gives me a little bit more clearance here between my arrow and the bottom of my sight. We'll let this wind die down. We'll send another one. All right, that one there was a little low. Looks to be about 6-8 inches low. Arrow flight looked good, nice and straight. I think that one might have been a little low too. Really hard to tell where they're hitting at 90. I can only see that one because it's in the black. Let's go for another one. The wind really picked up on that one. I was trying to hold it, but I just let it fly, man. I wasn't going to hold it that long. So that one's probably not too close. Now here's another arrow I refletched, and I put a 2-degree angle on the fletching, so it's going to be spinning a little bit faster. Might be a little bit more accurate at this distance as well. Breeze just keeps picking up on me though. That one hit left and low. Arrows are flying good. It's just really windy. That seemed like a good one. The wind's changed directions a little bit. It's blowing in my face now. Let's try one of these new fletchings here. Let's try one of these AAEs with the 2-degree. I bet it flies really well. That last one with the 2-degree flew really well. I hit something there. Something flew off my bow here. My little arrow rest, and I heard the arrow was making a buzzing sound, so it might have tore one of the vanes there. Looks like it knocked off this little piece that sits right here at the front. Looks like I'm getting some fletching hit right here. Might have to change my tune a little bit. Did not like that arrow. All right, I've got it to where my ID vane is pushed a little bit to the right side here. Hopefully gonna miss this stuff. It looks like I might have hit right along that and knocked that off. So the arrow hit the target though, so that's good. That was a pretty good one. That's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to angle my fletchings just a little bit off. It's starting to peel up my arrow rest pad. We'll call this one the last one at 90. I don't know if we're gonna be able to hit 100. That one looked pretty decent as well. Let's go down and check out that target.
All right, so here's our group at 90. There are some good shots on there. There are some bad shots on there. I don't know if that's from hitting that arrow rest or not, but for the most part, our shots are right in here. Got one down low, 3 here, just a little left, which our wind is coming from the right and headed left. A little high, little left on that one. But these 2 over here, I have no excuse for. I have no idea. I'm guessing that they hit the arrow rest. Now, here's that AAE that I shot. It landed on the ground just before the target. So it definitely hit something. But if you look too, it's also in line with these other 2 that possibly hit the arrow rest. I don't know if I'm going to get 100 out of this setup. But we're going to pull them. We're going to move back to 100. We're going to let them fly. I may have to use my second pin on this one. Let's get these things pulled and let's get back to 100. Where my bow is now is right at 90 yards. 100 yards is right here where this arrow is stuck. So I'm going to be shooting from behind this arrow. My camera's going to be up here in the road. I'm shooting that further target there in the shade. I'm at 100 yards. I've got my second sight pin at 100. And damn it, here comes a car. Here comes 2 cars. Check out how close my sight is to my arrow there. Hopefully we don't hit anything here at 100. Like I said, we've got to do this quick. My camera's out in the road. That one was a little squirrely. I could see the tail end getting a little squirrely there. Another car. That one was left. Might have been the breeze. I could see it drifting. Looked like it was close though as far as its horizontal punch. It looked like it landed pretty even with that crossbar there. Go another 100 yards. That was a pretty solid flight there. We got another car coming, so I'm gonna try to hurry and get one more off. Ain't gonna happen. We're all fairly hitting a little left. My sight might be off just a tad at this yardage, or that breeze is hitting it. Seems to be flying pretty decent at 100. There is a little bit of tail drift. So I'm going to use this 2-degree vane here, see if I can't straighten up the rear of this tail or if I'm just hitting something. That one flew a little bit straighter. It did have that 2-degree vane on it, and here's another 2-degree vane. Oh, you know what? This is a whole different arrow. This is a 4mm arrow, and I'm shooting 5mm arrows. But let's see how this 4mm arrow with a 2-degree vane at 100 yards looks. That one was a little squirrely. This arrow here is just a tad lighter than the rest of my arrows, and I've marked it with a piece of tape so I know it's a little bit lighter, so it should fly a little bit straighter of an arc, tad bit. Might have pulled that one a little left. A couple more arrows. Let's just go ahead and get rid of them. Let's shoot them all. Some of these are different. I don't shoot them all the time. Like this is a completely different arrow, but I've refletched it with a 2-degree as well for this long range stuff. I am hitting the target a slight left, and I'm not sure if it's due to breeze or my sight at this distance being just a tad off, but that's okay. Last one, I fletched this one with a 2 degree. Let's see how she shoots. I've never even shot this arrow. Here we go. Slight breeze, maybe 7, 8 mile an hour, 10 mile an hour here. As you can see, my little pad here is floating up. So the wind is actually coming at us now instead of out of the south. Last one. Man, that one flew really well, and here comes a truck. I gotta go. Let's go check that target. As I'm walking down to this target, I have absolutely no idea where any of those arrows hit. It's so hard to see those little bitty things at that distance. So what we're gonna see is gonna be a surprise, but let's hope it's good. I feel like it's mostly good. Like I said, some of them arrows are hitting the my arrow rest, and I've got to look into that. But we're down here. Here is the group at 100 yards. Check it out. I mean, honestly, I'm going to say, for me personally, that's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good. Yes, my grouping is a little left, maybe due to the sight being a tad off, but that's probably just me moving fractions of an inch at that distance. You know, 100 yards is a really long distance, and that's actually the first time I've ever shot 100 yards with this bow. So for me, that's not bad. This is a 3 foot by 3 foot target. I made this target myself for long distance shooting, and it's held up really well. I love this thing. I've got 2 of them. Now I was aiming for that dead center of that crosshair there. But at 100 yards, I'm going to say that's pretty good for a first try. You know, like I said, I can tweak the bow. I can tweak the arrow rest, the sight, the arrows. All those things can be moved around to get a much better accurate shot. And then not only that, myself, I need to work on holding my bow a little more steady. Well, guys, that's going to conclude today's video. I sure hope you enjoyed watching. I sure enjoyed getting out here and shooting, having some fun, learning, getting better, doing better, being better. That's what it's all about. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.